Good morning. So here I am again, uh, popping in through Inspired Action. So yeah, I was in meditation, and today I was exercising. I'm finding that meditation is finding new ways to come to me, which is amazing and beautiful, and I'm so thankful. And so what I'm bringing up today is this idea, this inspired action of self doubt, right? Because not only, you know, kids have self doubt too. Not only do adults feel this, kids do too. And I feel like sometimes as adults we forget the kids feel the same stuff that we do. It might show up differently, but it's the same, right? They still feel it. They still experience stuff like that we do. So self doubt. Self doubt is a belief. And so often our kids are running on a belief. Now, we all are going through processes of self doubt and learning and growing from it. Okay? I'm just coming from a different perspective, so I'm coming from this inspired way of sharing this with you, and I love it. I love this stuff. So here we go. Self doubt is a belief, and beliefs are strong things. They're thoughts that we've played over and over and over in our heads, in our mind body, right? Kids do this too. Wherever they pick up this belief, it can be from anywhere: TV, a teacher, a parent, a sibling, a friend. It can be something that happened and then it formed this belief in them. And then it can create self doubt in certain, depending on what the belief is that showed up, right? So, and it plays in their heads. So, what can we do about that? Because they're strong things, right? They're thoughts that are strong. We want them to unravel and become something different, correct? Yeah, right? So, well, we want to be in a place, and we want to model this for our children. We want to work with our children on this. So we want to model with them and work with them on being in a place of being. And when we're in the place of just being, in, out of our mind body and in our spirit body, in our inner body, in our just being, just kind of playing or exercising or drawing or writing or reading, petting your pet, hugging, giggling, playing with bubbles, running in nature, rolling down the hills, or just sitting in meditation. Okay, all of those are forms of meditation if we are really being in that, right? If we're fully present in that. So, and when we're in that space, we're allowing all that what we want to come to us, to be there, to show up. We really are. So, this is kind of a radical way of thinking about presenting ourselves in the world, but our children get this. And this is why it's so important that that we get this as teachers and parents, because like I said, I've been hearing from parents kind of dreading going back to school, or my child going back to school, because I'm nervous. They had a rough year last year, or I hope everything goes well, and they're not on grade level and things like that. I'm hearing that the kids are excited to see their friends and beautiful things too. But I'm also hearing what I just shared. So those are beliefs that we're running with, and that our children are also running with. And I'm not saying it's bad or wrong that we're running with these. I'm just saying it's life. It's just part of what we're going through. And so when we grow through all this stuff, our children learn empowering tools, and we do too, which is the amazing part of it. So here's the idea. We want our children to be in a place where they're allowing what they really choose for themselves to show up, to be in their life experience. Okay, so I can use children as examples, but let's do that. So we don't want our children to go, you may be experiencing where a child might be thinking, I hate this. I hate school, or I hate reading, or I hate taekwondo, I'm not good at it, or something like that, or I don't have any friends, or nobody understands me. There could be beliefs, right? These are beliefs that they played in their head for whatever reason over and over and over, right? And they might be feeling anxious. They might be scared. They might be hesitant. They might be, hi there, thanks for coming. They might be quiet and shy and resistant. And we want those feelings, those ways of being, that resistance, we want that to settle down. Because once the resistance is displaced and removed, or not strong, right? Not there, really is what we want. Then the place of being and allowing for what they really, really want comes in easier, and they're able to see, feel, and know what they truly are desiring. And then as they stay in that place of truly desiring, I read all the time. I read to my dog. I read to my dad. Hey, I'm pretty good at taekwondo. I do this pretty good. I do this part good, and I'll practice the other. And they start having different thoughts that come in because the resistance has backed off, right? I have one really good friend, and they start focusing on that. And we as parents and we as teachers, it is our job to support them with that. Hi, Christine. So it is our job. That's just how it goes. So how do we do that, right? Well, practice. For me, it's meditation. And this is what I've done with children, myself, my daughter as well. It's meditation. And for me, meditation was always sitting still in a quiet place. It still is. I still like to do that, either in my bedroom, in a specific spot in my living room, out in nature, just depending, but quiet for me. And that is still a beautiful way for me to do it. And I've done that with children too. We would sit in a quiet space and we would become still and quiet. And honestly, a lot of people, children can't sit quietly. They can't. Yes, they can. They've done it with me. I remember this story when people were saying, my daughter will never be still, she's ADHD and all this stuff. Not true, because when I met with a woman who worked with children like that. This was when I was beginning to do my work more focused, in a more focused way. This lady said, can I ask your daughter to sit on that tile in that square and not move? I said, you can ask her if she wants to. It's a choice, okay? So anyway, did she sit in that square for 5 minutes without moving? Absolutely, because she wanted to. So what I'm saying is, being still in meditation does work. It can happen, and we choose it, okay? We choose it. If there is resistance, then we need to let go of that somehow by finding another way to meditate first, or discussing it, playing, writing, talking, sharing, the positive part of that. Ooh, if I sit still, I'm going to know what that feels like. Ooh, I want to feel what that bell sounds like in my body. That sounds cool. Ooh, I want to sit and watch this butterfly really carefully because its wings are fluttering slowly. I really want to listen to what I'm hearing on that radio down the street. There are reasons to do this, but we have to want to do it. And once we know how it is to be still, then we can allow the thought pattern to be different that will come in. And you can do that many ways. You can do it with affirmations, but you can also just allow what it is you truly are desiring. And children do this too. But for me, this is the cool thing I want to share with you. I have been learning that when I exercise, I'm meditating too. I'm sure other people already knew that. So right? It can happen with everyone, right? Of course it can. So I'm just really excited. So as I'm riding the bike in the mornings or taking a walk, I'm getting inspiration. I'm meditating, and things are coming through, just as the same as if I'm in the bath or sitting in a quiet place. It's the same, which is really awesome, because I can remember. Here's an example, and think of your child or your student or students. There was a boy when I taught second grade in a private school, and he was a really silly little boy, and he had a beautiful boy. He was my friend's son, actually, and he had a lot of self-doubt about school, about math and reading and stuff. And I was like, nah, you got this, you know. And we would go through our little process together of encouraging him. And slowly we built, you know, without forcing him. We didn't force him, we allowed. Because when you force, there's more resistance. So we allowed him to be, okay, it's okay to feel that way, but what would it feel like if? And he would say, oh, it'd be cool, it'd be awesome. All right, we'll feel that. Now, feeling that, feeling awesome, let's try this lesson. What would be a better way to do it? You know, I was just working through, I was just doing my stuff with him, right? But here's the cool thing. It was a little bit challenging for him to get into a quiet space to meditate, or I didn't call it meditate then, but it was just really hard for him to be in a quiet space. So we would talk through it, okay? But one day I went outside with my class, and here he was playing football with his friends. And before my eyes, this 8-year-old boy, I guess he was 7, turned into and like transformed in this like fabulous, like I could see him as a 20-year-old football player making millions. He was so incredibly talented. He got into the zone. That's what I was calling it then. And I said, oh my gosh. So at that moment, like I texted his mom. I said, come here, see him. And it was amazing that was his place. That was his meditative place. That was his being place. That was his zone. And so I kind of said, okay, this is our new plan. We're going to work with him on his doubt in reading and math and writing while he's playing football. She was like, okay, whatever. And I said, okay, let's do it. So once he was done playing, you know, and we all had lunch and we sat down with him, we were talking to him a little bit. And I said, this is our idea. What do you think? And I said, while you're playing football, I want you to just allow the feelings and thoughts about reading to come up and see what happens. Just let them come up. And then you do your thing in football. And you be you. I said, because that's your zone. That's your quiet space. That's your being. And he was like, cool, okay. And he got really, really excited. And so self-doubt is just a belief. It's strong because we play the thoughts in our heads, but it can change. Absolutely. All of our thoughts can change. All of our beliefs can be different because we created them. We can uncreate them too. Right? And this is fabulous for our children because just think how different their experience will be that is challenging at school or anywhere else. And I'm doing it too with my life, which is the reason why I'm able to hike now. So it's working. It's beautiful stuff. Hi, Kelly. So good to see you. So what happened with this young man? Well, he started playing football. He was on a team after school once football season started. And he started doing that. And he would come in and he would say to me, hey, I read this book to my mom. And he would like toss it on my desk or wherever I was sitting because he was so excited and proud of himself. And I said, you read this book to your mom? He goes, yeah. Then I read it to my dad and then my grandma. And I said, awesome. He goes, can I read it to you? I'm like, yeah. Let's go. You know, so it changed the way he viewed himself. The self-doubt was diminishing. It works. So meditation does not have to be where we sit in silence and say mantras. It does work that way. We can also do it many other ways. But it is when you're in the zone. It's your place. It's your being. And that is how these self-doubt beliefs can be shifted and changed in our wiring of our brain. I love this. This is so amazing. And so, I mean, I can even share how it's working for me. I moved to Asheville and was terrified to hike in mountains. Terrified. And so as I've been doing, terrified like you would not believe, like not going there, nope, not walking, nope, not doing it, just terrified. And I isolated what I could do in my life because there are mountains everywhere in Asheville. You can't walk on a flat surface in Asheville. So I started doing this work. I thought, what would I tell a kid? That's what I asked myself. And my friend Christine was helping me with that too. What would I tell a student, a child? I would work on that belief. And this belief, this self-doubt, it ingrained in me forever, okay, for a long, long time. So now it's undoing itself. And I am walking up and down hills sometimes if it's really like a high slant, yes, I'm asking for assistance and I'm holding hands and, you know, I'm using a walking stick, things like that. But I'm doing it and I'm doing it and excited about it. And it's working and it's helping me gain more confidence in so many other ways. So this process with this boy that I was working with, now he has confidence in other things too, I'm sure, because he started to write stories too. So things just shift. It's all just what we are allowing ourselves to believe about ourselves. Do we want to believe self-doubt or do we want to believe the opposite of that? Self-knowing, self-trust, right? And then you say, oh, but that's just, yeah, but it's not that easy. Right. I know, but it is if we choose it to be. So that resistance that says, nah, it's not that easy. No. That's the part that gets in the way. So how do we get resistance out of the way? That's where we get into the zone. We find what that is. We try different things. We draw, we paint, we write, we run, we exercise, we play football, we play golf, we dance, we sew, we sing, there's so many different ways. We sit and we say mantras. We close our eyes and we breathe. We listen to the bell till we can't hear it anymore. We allow ourselves to be still. It works. It's magic. And we want our children to own this magic and to own their reality, to own their experiences, to own their learning, to own their process of their life. That's all I've got to say. I am stoked and I love you and thank you so much, all of you, for being here. I don't know if anybody has any comments or questions, but type away. I'm ready. This is really fun. I'm excited. And if you don't have any questions, that's cool too. So I love you all, and I just really hope that, this is touching people, because that is my purpose. I hope that it's helping, guiding, whatever needs to happen. I just share it, just comes and I just kind of let it all out. So have a magical day, and see you soon.